Hi guys, Spink here. This is episode 13 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. When we left off, we were just right at here, literally seconds before. We've got our ComSat 3 that we're trying to use to link up to ComSat 2. So what I'm doing here, we've got a wider orbit that's going to slow this guy down and bring him back in there is my plan. Now, since I don't know really what I'm doing, I don't know if this how far out I need to be to move him back a certain way, but there we are. We are recovering our energy because I had enough left to orient him to the sun, and that's filling back up. Okay, let's slow him down. Oh, we ran out of juice again. Whoop. So that, I think, is just kind of going to happen, isn't it? Well, we don't want to be oriented that way now. We want to be oriented the other way now, right? And that's going to immediately... Now, I guess what happened was he passed into Kerbin's shadow, and that's just going to happen, and there's not going to be much we're going to be able to do about that. Oh, okay, so we lost our connection over here. That's going to be a problem too. And we just lost the connection completely. Okay, so now I can't control this satellite because I got too far away from this one. But hopefully I've got one of these that is still connected to... Oh, bother. Yep, that's going to happen. So we have to wait until we get a connection again. That was a mistake. Now, if this guy was connecting properly, we would be fine. I guess we gotta wait till we come around slow again. Yeah. Well, that's a nice long connection there. So what is his, what's he actually set for? This one is set to apparently nothing. Oh, do I have them not? Well, surely they're set to somewhere, right? Okay, well, oh, bother. Oh, are we back in business? We're back in business. Okay, so now we have got slow enough down that we got caught back up enough. Let's send, this guy is set to ComSat 1, and this guy, let's set him actually to the Space Center mission control, just to kind of keep us from screwing up quite so bad again. Okay, so now we need to get this, that orbit is too far out for what we need him to do. So let's go on a retrograde, right? And we'll burn 100 seconds at 25% throttle. And no, retrograde. Oh, we are set retrograde. Okay. Burn, and then we're back to 0. We'll bring that in. So it's not quite as aggressive as I had done last time. And then we can kill that, and then kill the rotation. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but slightly less bad, hopefully. Alright, so we'll let him do his thing. So he's slowly losing ground. And he's going to lose power as he goes behind the planet. So we're going to have to take that into account as we build these going forward. Oh, we're coming inside here, aren't we? Let's let's take him out to here. Take him out to our apsis, as they say. Add a maneuver node to bring that periapsis back to where it's supposed to be, 28. That's perfect, right? And then set a burn of 10 meters per second. Align to the node. We'll align to the node when we get closer. Okay, so we'll align to the node. Plenty of gas, plenty of power. Okay, and then we'll do our burn. Oh, probably ought to have a throttle setting of some sort. Let's go pretty low because it's a real small burn. Okay, and then we'll do kill rotation. Okay, so now we just have our long orbit. So again, we're going to try to bring him back to, let's get rid of this, back closer to this other satellite. Slow down. In fact, we can, if we can't get, if this doesn't actually work, what I'm trying to do here, we'll use this as a flat-out replacement for this other satellite. Uh-oh, we lost our connection with the other guy. Did I do the same damn thing again? Okay, so what did we set to? Oh, I got it. I know what I need to do. So we are set to what? I can't tell what we're set to. But let's switch over to this satellite. Switch to. Right. That's what I need to set him to, because he's pointing to ComSat 2. We need to change him to set to ComSat 3. There. Right? So now he's got mission control. ComSat 3 should have a link. We'll switch back to here because we're pointed to ComSat. Yeah, now we got our link back. So now we've got a two-way link. These two are pointing to each other. Now this other guy's satellite here, or his other one, that's set to mission control. This one is set to ComSat 1. Now this one we now need to set to ComSat 2. Right? So now we've got him pointing to him. Now hopefully ComSat 2 is close enough to ComSat 3 that one of these other antenna, or one of our shorter range antennas, is going to give us, and it does. Outstanding. Okay, so now that's set to mission control. This is set to active vessel. Okay, we're going to set this one now from mission control back to ComSat 1. And we're going to lose connection when we do this, I think. Well, not necessarily. Okay, so he's pointing to ComSat 1 like he's supposed to, and this other one is set to active vessel, which will be whatever. And now we need to get this guy where he needs to go. No, this should work. Let's go back to here. Because we have this guy's other antenna is set to active vessel, so it should be set to this dude here. Let me think about this. We've got ComSat 1 or ComSat 2 back in business. And we need to now put this guy back here, I think. So his continually going slow will get him back to here eventually. But I think now he needs to point, whoops, that ain't what we want. I think now he needs to point to, let's see, ComSat 1, active vessel. He needs to point to ComSat, oh, which one are we here? Which one do I have? Make sure I'm not doing the wrong one. Oh, I was. Which one are you? ComSat 3, switch 2. Okay, there we go. Now, he needs to point to, whoops, what are you doing there? So that's pointed to ComSat 2. This is pointed to ComSat 1. I think that works. So that should keep him active whichever way we go here. We're going to continually to slow down here, and we're going to lose ComSat 1. But then ComSat 1 needs to point to ComSat 2, and ComSat 2 is already pointing to ComSat 1. So that should work. So let's just let him do his thing and slow down some more. And eventually we're going to lose this connection. And that's, yeah. Okay, so now that's got him slowed down. Okay, so now let's switch back to ComSat 2 and make sure he is pointing where he needs to be pointing. So he is pointing to active vessel and ComSat 1. So let's change active vessel to ComSat 3. So ComSat 1, ComSat 2, ComSat 3. Okay, that's right. Now we'll switch to ComSat 1 and have him, why can't I do this? Okay, so he is pointing to ComSat 3 with that antenna and mission control with that one. So this one now needs to go to ComSat 2. Right? Because this is ComSat 2. So he's got a connection to mission control and ComSat 2. Switch back to ComSat 2. And he has a connection from ComSat 1 to ComSat 3. We'll switch to ComSat 3. And his connection is between ComSat 2 and this will, I've got him set to ComSat 1 right now, which he doesn't have a connection to, but this is going to be set to active vessel eventually. But I'm going to leave him set to ComSat 1 just on the off chance that I screw something up, and I want to have a little bit of redundancy here. Okay, so he's connected to ComSat 2. He needs to slowly drift farther away now, farther back. I think I'm just going to leave that. Whoa, don't get too fast here. All right, we lost it because he ran out of power, because he was in the shadow there. And just let him slowly drift back to where he's basically on the opposite side of the planet from ComSat 1 is where I'm aiming with him. And we're really, really nearly there now. Okay, I am going to... Boy, he is just almost out there. So I am going to go on bring up this, 100 seconds at, say, 10% throttle, And we're going to go retrograde, point retrograde here. See, now we're completely on the other side of the planet, and we have our link to this, because that's how it's supposed to work. All right, we're on retrograde. Now we're going to burn just a little bit. I want to bring that orbit in, but not all the way. Is kind of where I'm at here with this. So let's actually bring that in. Yeah, it should be all right. 0. Burn. That shut him back off. Kill rotation. Okay, so let's bring him around the orbit one more time, and hopefully that'll put him just about where he wants to be. Let's see if we can do that right. Coming up on here. Yeah, that's close enough. Surely that's close enough, right? So our periapsis is 2880, which is just a bit under where it needs to be, or a bit over. So these satellites are eventually going to drift off of where they're supposed to be. 2868, I believe, is what I need them to be. So that's close enough. So that node is going to be a burn of 9.5 meters per second when we're on the node. We'll just put node right now and let him advance a little bit. Oh, I'm still in that window over here. There we go. Get out of the window. So we're coming up on the node. All right, and we'll burn. Are we burning? Burn. Oh, I'm at 0 throttle. Hey, awesome, man. Okay, kill rotation. And I think we now have 3 of our satellites up. And now I'm going to put this other one right here, and we'll connect this one to this one. And then this one will point back to this one. But this guy is not going to have an extra antenna to aim to this guy. So we're not going to have quite the redundancy that I would like. You know what I could do? I could put another one right down here next to this so that we would have that link going both ways should something happen. But for now, we're good enough. We're good. Quit screwing around. We're good. Okay, so now we have this guy. Well, let's do it from this. It's easier. He's pointing to ComSat 2 and ComSat 1. We need to change this to point to active vessel as with his other antenna. Okay, so what's this telling me? Get rid of that. Oh. Don't know. Do I have an extra? Okay, so we've rescued ComSat 2. We took care of that contract, and we now have ComSat 3 up, all in one mission. It's almost like I'm competent, but that was a fluke. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty stoked. Oh, let's see if we need to aim this guy any particular direction, which will be better for the sun, as it were. Why don't we aim him this way? Is that what I want? Aim directly out. I hate dogs. Okay, not really. And that gives us energy flow 0.48, 0.68, and then this is at some points going to be aimed directly at that. So I think that will give us good power enough of the time. So let's do that with the rest of them as well. And that was pointing the positive radial. Is that how what you call that? Let's switch to him and point him positive radial. Where's the sun? Now he's just getting ready to go into the whatchamadoodad, the Kerbal eclipse. So we don't have enough battery power on these guys, I don't think, in general, for what we're doing, because some of these guys are always going to be running out of juice, and I'm not sure. What is this thing? Did I accidentally make a bunch of these or something? Okay, so these guys I think are done. So we're done. We're done with this mission. Now I need to launch my third satellite, my third probe, as it were. Let's see. Let's go to here. Yeah, see, there's nothing in there. Silly goose. Okay, where are we at for? We can do 2 more of these contracts. Minmus, parachute, small gear bait, orbiting Kerbal. What do we got active? We have that satellite has to be put up, and a couple of other ones. Anything in particular that I just want to grab before it goes away? I don't think so. Well, what I'm thinking is we have this specific orbit where we need to do here, and we get 100,000 for it. And I believe it's this red one, Rokia Incorporated, and it's pretty close to our to the orbit we need. So I'm thinking the next satellite I'll come up and I'll put it in this red orbit, get that mission accomplished, and then bring it down into our geosynchronous orbit to bring us in for our 4th satellite here. That's my plan. It's my plan. How much money do I have? I have, oh, I have enough to update this. Upgrade that with enough left over for, so I can get some proper I don't know, remember. Solar arrays. That's the word I keep trying to say. Okay. So, I don't know if there's any particular reason to change this this particular oh, apparently I didn't save the one that had the extra stuff on it. Is that the autosave? No, that's only 4 parts. So I just flat out didn't bother to save it. Alright, first of all, we got to change off this. Put on this one. Put that back here. And let's see, I need to add more. Oh, another battery. Another battery. Nope. Oh, can't have it like that. It's got to be... There we go. There we are. And what did I decide I also wanted? More solar panels. Solar panels. All right. And let's see. Did I do this with 6? And then had them higher up? Or I guess I just had 4. So we've got there, 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 and there. All right. Good enough. There. All right. Okay, so I don't happen to have anything. Launch a new unmanned probe. Science data. Orbital research. Conduct orbital research. So I think if I just put a orbital scanner on there, that will solve that one. So let's go ahead and do that. That's from the science one. Orbital research scanner. Let's try that. Oops. See, I think I've just done something poor here. Can we revert? Well, we can. See if I can get just the fairing off. There we go. Orbital research scanner. Oh, it's big. Where are we going to put this thing? How about right where this guy is? Take the communitron off and put this here. Can then I put the communitron right on top of that? No. Oh, this is... not liking this. I'm not sure how attached that is. Bother. That seems like it might work. Well, I guess we'll just do this way. We'll just put him right there. Let's take this off and put him right there. Now this little guy here, this doesn't actually have to be in the fairing. He's does not he doesn't have the aerodynamic stuff affect him. All right, so there's that. A few more stuff on board. Okay. All right, so we're back here. So this will be our next satellite mission. We got decent delta V on this guy. All right, I'm gonna actually save it this time. And we need to get our money up from doing a couple of these, and then we need to look real seriously into getting science again, so that we can get some of that better gear that we need to do, so that we can finish off our communications network. And the next thing to do is to get a communication satellite in orbit of the moon, so that we can be prepared for our next step. So we need to have we need to get one in orbit of the moon, and then we'll need to have a way to link this one to, because these guys have a 5,000 range, a 5,000 kilometer range. This will be more than 5,000 kilometers away. So I'm going to need to have a satellite in orbit around the moon to be able to communicate with whatever we've got over here, and then we need to have a way to link that one to this one. So that's going to require some thought. I guess that's it for this episode. What do I need to do? I need to look into this one. Apparently has an update. I'm going to have to find this update, and then I'll build that satellite, or the launcher, build this rocket, and the next episode is going to start up ready to launch this one. I would just skip all these launches of doing the same thing over and over again, but the chances that something can go wrong is fairly high with me in charge, and those always seem to be fairly entertaining, and solving my way out of my screw-ups, I think makes for some interesting viewing, or can. So I'm going to call this episode to a close, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.